Everyone has nightmares. But for actors, they can take a very different form because their worst nightmares happen when they are wide awake.
And then I slid off the edge of the platform and ended in the lap of one of the patrons in the front row.
He takes the chicken costume head off. It makes his toupee stand straight up on his head.
And I feel something crawl into my ear canal and go inside.
Jesus went up into the rafters where he arrived with a crash.
What I've been saying in Vietnamese translates to my hurts when I don't look at you.
I'm Luann Moldovan, host of The Actor's Nightmare. Join us each week for real horror stories from the stage, told by the actors who actually lived through them. Sometimes terrifying, sometimes hard to believe, often very funny. And every actor who has been around long enough has at least one nightmare story from the stage that made them think, it's time to get a real job. Hi, I'm Luann Moldovan, and welcome to The Actor's Nightmare. We have a great story today, but before we get into it, I want to thank our sponsors who have been so supportive of the show. First, a big shout out to Artists Repertory Theater, Portland's premier regional theater company, producing intimate, provocative shows that provide a home for a diverse community of artists where they can thrive and take risks. Check out their 2019-2020 season at www.artistrep.org. Also, thanks so much to our patrons, Bob Conklin, and to Len and Susan Magazine and their company Real Estats, providing statistical overviews for residential real estate in Oregon and Washington. Check them out at www.realestats.net. And of course, we are so grateful for the studio at North Rim, where we record our podcast. If you want to do a show, check them out at studioatnorthrim.com. All right, so today we have in the studio Danny Bruno. Danny, welcome.
Thanks, Lou. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. So, you have a very distinct, lovely New York accent.
Oh, I didn't notice.
No, didn't you? I know nobody's ever told you that, right?
No.
You won a Grammy Award for your fantastic portrayal in Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yes.
And you recently revisited David Mamet with Speed the Plow. And
yeah.
I think you got at least a nomination, I'm sure.
No, I don't. I didn't
Oh,
get
whatever.
nothing.
It was great. The audiences loved you.
I did it for me.
That's right.
It's a personal challenge. It was the hardest thing I had to do on stage in a long, long time. Anyway.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Thanks.
Glad I got to see it.
I'm just glad I got all the words.
Oh, yeah, I know, Mamet. Well, you are here to regale me with a story from your days back in Portland Rep.
Yeah, Portland Rep. This is when Dennis Bigelow was the artistic director.
Mm-hmm.
And they were located down in the Northwest by the railroad tracks or something. Anyway, it was an original play by a guy who since has passed, John Henry Redwood III.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Remember him? He was a big, strong black guy.
Yeah.
And his wife happened to direct this show. It was called Acted Within Proper Departmental Procedure.
That was the title.
It's an
Doesn't
unfortunate,
exactly roll off the tongue.
title. Yeah, and I played a cop who was in love with my partner, who was a black woman. And she had another relationship with this other guy. And I wasn't really exactly the greatest cop in the world. And so this situation, I found myself in the living room. Well, I guess I should set it up first. As a cop, I had a gun, right? So they gave me a gun, and I distinctly remember the the stage manager. Actors can go into what they think about stage.
Yes.
Some are great, and there are reasons why people are actors and reasons why people are stage managers, but we won't go into that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she gave me 6 bullets for this kind of oldish gun that I had to put in. They were blanks that I had to put in the gun. And I asked her one day, could I have, just a couple of extra bullets in case one rolls off or what? She would not give me an extra bullet. I must have asked her for 2 weeks in a row. She would not give me extra bullets. I had to make sure I didn't lose any of these bullets. And, it was one of those things. Anyway, it was an old gun, and I had to put the the bullets in every night into the gun, and then I think she had them someplace, and she put them someplace. It was very, Anyway, and she also, because I had to shoot the gun in the play, and so she also had a backup. I said, "Do you have a backup?" Because I wasn't sure about this gun, and she said she did.
Now, explain when you say shoot the gun. What did that mean? Literally on stage, what would happen?
Well, we were in the living room, and I was about, I don't know, 8 feet away from who I was supposed to shoot, and I would take the gun out and shoot the blank. And you can't point a gun directly on stage or somebody, so you kind of do it
To
off the shoulder, to
yeah.
the side.
And so you hear it, and the bullet just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
blank
yeah.
doesn't move.
The
or
blank
anything.
doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, it just. And so, and I was a bad cop, so I was there, and I had to find him and my partner in the living room.
Oh,
and
in a fit of jealousy.
in a fit of jealousy, but under the guise of he wasn't doing something right, illegal, or he was going for his gun. So one night, and I can't remember whether it was early on in the run or later on in the run. It really doesn't matter, because what happened was, I come on stage, surprise them both. He stands back. I pull my gun out. And I, as I recall, I don't really have that much time. We don't stand and talk and me pointing the gun at him. I just point the gun and I'm supposed to shoot him dead.
And he's supposed to fall down.
He falls down dead. I pull the gun out. I point it at him. The barrel of the gun rolls out, and I watch all of the bullets fall out of the gun. I'm trying to.
Oh, my God.
It was an old gun. I couldn't get it back in the thing. The bullets were getting stuck. As I recall it in slow motion. Like in the movies.
Yeah.
There's one bullet. It's tumbling, tumbling, and I hear the practically fall. Boom.
Are they
boom.
falling to the ground?
They're falling to the ground. All I remember is being conscious all of a sudden, right next to him. I don't remember walking towards him at all. I'm totally blank. I find myself with the barrel still out because it wouldn't click back in. It was so stupid. And so, but I still have the gun pointed at him.
Bang.
An actor knows, keep the gun pointed. Keep the objective going.
Yes.
And so I kind of wake up out of my stupor, and he's right closer than you are.
Yeah.
And for a split second, and then I hear this little pop from behind me. He falls like a stone. Boom! Sticks his head under the couch. And I see his whole body jumping up and down because he's laughing his ass off. and I don't know what I did. I just put the gun away, After that, it's a blank. But all I remember is being next to him. I don't remember walking to him. I don't remember anything but a little sound, because she said she had a backup, but what it was one of those little racing pistols.
Oh, my God.
So I was like, here, and you hear this little pop, and he, like a stone, man. I must have got him in a vital organ. And then his head is sticking under the couch, and his whole body is gyrating up and down because he's laughing so much. I'm glad he was laughing.
What about the audience? Did they notice?
Oh, of course.
Yes. Well, sometimes.
Yeah. I think I had a few friends in the audience, and they all when, when they came to me backstage, it was kind of this consoling time. Yeah, Dan, it's Matt, that was tough. But it didn't affect the drama of the. Yeah, right.
You were so in character.
Yeah.
Just really.
Yeah, I had my backup pop gun. Oh my God. People are so nice in the audience. I mean, they suspend their disbelief, but they would have had to suspend a whole lot.
Well, they didn't break out loud. You didn't hear tittering.
No,
or anything.
you know what? I didn't.
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't hear anything.
Nothing.
Because
I love that
my
you-
whole body was in a.
You just gravitated towards him like, you have to die. I have to make you die.
Yeah,
Somehow
I was
die.
either gonna knock him silly. Of course, he just stand there and let me, because he knew that he had to be dead.
Had to be dead, one way or the other. What about the actress playing your love interest? What was she doing?
I think she was somewhere behind me. I don't even
she
know.
didn't know,
When
maybe.
something like that happens, it's only your universe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care who else is around. You're just going, oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Danny,
yeah,
that makes my
I
stomach
just-
hurt. That's so funny.
It was like
but
a
not
s-
in the moment.
No,
Funny.
it was honestly, it was watching those bullets it was slow motion.
Slow motion, and then the noise they
And
made
the
as they
noise,
hit
boom,
them.
boom,
Yes.
and I heard them all 6. It was an old gun and all loose, boom, and they wanted to get out of that gun. I didn't have one left, and I couldn't close the damn thing.
Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, I just found them. It's the old story. Well, I'll bludgeon him to death.
Yeah,
or something. I'll
right.
get close.
Something.
I honestly don't remember getting anywhere near him, but when I woke out of this stupor, he was right next to me, and then I hear a little pop.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So that's
Okay. Thank you for that tale. The show must go on, and it did.
yeah, it did. No matter what.
Thanks so much for tuning into The Actor's Nightmare. We hope you enjoy listening to the podcast as much as we do producing it. And remember to subscribe to the Actor's Nightmare podcast. You can go to our website at www.actorsnightmarepodcast.com, choose subscribe, and then choose the platform that you like to use to listen to podcasts. Please subscribe and support the show by liking us on Facebook. And again, I want to thank our sponsors, Artist Repertory Theater, Portland's premier regional theater company, producing intimate, provocative shows that provide a home for a diverse community of artists where they can thrive and take risks. And to Bob Conklin, an ardent sponsor of all things theatrical here in Portland. And finally, to Real Estats, providing statistical overviews for residential real estate in Oregon and Washington. This is Luann Moldovan. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time on The Actor's Nightmare.